different has the Broncos looked with Bridgewater compared to what you saw a year ago?
I'll say that they're turning the ball over less. Bridgewater, he's an experienced guy. He throws the ball well. He knows where to put it. He's smart with it. So I think he's making better decisions with the ball. They're kind of scheming it up for him to get it out quick, and he's not getting out quick. He's going deep. So he's making better decisions with the ball, and that's it, really.
Mike talked about you guys turning up the turnovers. That being a key part of the game. How do you guys focus on doing that? The way the first few games have gone.
One, just doing our job. Two, catching everything that comes your way. You know what I'm saying? I've had multiple that I should have called. We have other people the same thing. We have plays where we could have punched at the ball, we didn't punch at it. I think it just boils down to us doing our job, being in the right position, not trying to do anything extra, because that's when you get beat for big splash plays. So I think it's just us doing our job and catching everything that comes to us.
You talked about it being in the details, that's kind of the thing that you guys are missing. What are some of those details that is it everything you just mentioned, or what else detail-wise can help you guys make those big splashes?
It's things that I mentioned. It's things that we do throughout the week, whether it be the way that we practice, the way that we meet, the way that we communicate. I'm not going to get into specifics, but there's little stuff like that can you kind of go by the wayside as you go about your business and move on from camp. So we just got to get back on that, start from the top down. So once we get that right, we'll be good.
Do you get frustrated that you guys aren't having the volume of turnovers to this point in the season that you've had in years past, especially 19 when you first got here? There were a lot every week. Does that build on you guys?
It's still early. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's in panic, crazy, acting like we're lost every single game and everything like that. It's still super early. We just finished the first quarter. The first year I got here, we had the same record. You know what I'm saying? We I think we were 1-3 or 1-4. You know what I'm saying? When I first got here, after the first couple of weeks after me being here, we're making plays and everything like that. But it's a progression. We got to build on what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? We haven't done what we wanted to do, but we got to build on what we're doing and keep stacking good games on top of each other. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? There's no panic mode. I'm not frustrated about a record. I'm frustrated the way that we're playing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's it, really.
Minkah, the one that Rogers overshot Cobb in the first quarter, is that one you could have had or you think should have?
Yeah, no, I could have had. You know what I'm saying? I could, should, same thing. But I'm looking up. The same thing happened last week. The one that bounced off my face and got to TE caught. I was about to play through the receiver's hands. I'm thinking he's gonna go up for the ball, and then he doesn't go up for it, and it goes through his hands and comes up on me fast. It's a tough catch, but it's something I gotta have. You know what I'm saying? This play, I made that play in the past. I gotta make it when it comes to me.
Was Joe outside on the field goal?
No, he wasn't offside, man. It was a great play, great timing, but everybody on that side, he wasn't the only one that moved. It is what it is. It's frustrating, but that's part of our game.
Anything you can do differently next time, or is it just you're gonna?
The ref could not throw the flag. You know what I'm saying? That's it, really.
Was that a thing where you guys saw something from them, or is that just kind of
It's a great timing, good execution.
You talked about when you first got here, you guys were 1-4 when you first got to the team, but now you've been here a few years. Is there a better sense of leadership? You feel like you're kind of in charge of a lot more, responsible for a lot more now that you've had more time with the team as you're going through this?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I've been here this is my third season now. When I first got here, I ain't have zero responsibility besides do my job. They handed me the playbook and said, hey, this is what you're supposed to be. This is all you got to do. So that's what I did. And I feel like, I have a lot more responsibility communicating to everybody on the field, make sure everybody is aligned the right way, seeing things on the field, making sure certain guys are developing the right way. Definitely establish more of a leadership role, and I'm going to keep continuing to challenge myself to give 110 in that area. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something personally I feel like I could do better.
Minkah, if you want to force more turnovers, so how do you walk that line where there might be a tendency to be more aggressive, and how do you do that without guys taking themselves out of position?
It's what I was saying earlier. We just got to do our job. We got to do everything, and we got to make everything that comes to us. it's not us trying to force turnovers or force people to give us the ball, you know what I'm saying? It's just us being in the right position. It's us putting pressure on the quarterback. It's us catching every pass that comes to us. It's us punching at the ball when we're supposed to, you know what I'm saying? So it's a combination of all those things working together, and that's what causes the turnovers. It's not us trying to do this or trying to do that. It's us doing our job and getting everything that comes to us.
TJ talked about that kind of with not trying to do too much.
Yeah.
And you said the same thing.
Yeah.
Is that harder to do when you know some of the backups come out there and it's like if it's not Cam or if it's not Terrell, like if it's not someone next to you that you've been practicing with during play, does that become harder to do or is that not
harder to create turnovers?
Well, no, harder to not try to do too much when it's not the guy next
No,
to you.
you try to do less when you got somebody out there that you're not familiar with. Because me and T.E., we could do certain things that me and somebody else can't do. You know what I'm saying? We've been playing together for the last 3 years. So there's things where I can just look at him and he look at me and we know we're on that level, you know what I'm saying? We don't got to say nothing and we'll move around and do different things like that. Nothing that's taking us out of position, it's just what we see, you know what I'm saying? And of course, if you're out there with somebody that's not on that same wavelength as you, then you can't do that stuff. You just got to go out there and play ball and do your job.
It looked like you were in a pretty upward projection hitting your mark. Then that Detroit game happened, 12 snaps, and what happened?
I'm not allowed to talk about what happened, but you can call it a setback. And that's okay, right? I can say that. But I want to be funny right now, but in all seriousness, just don't want to feel like I was lying to you guys, right? I said that we expected to be back by week 1. I wasn't. And it's not me, it's not coaches, it's my body. And it's the coaches telling me that afterwards, that they want me to get right. So just following my job, following the rules, listening to the coaches, doing my job.
What do you think you have to prove to them this week for you to get activated back on the roster?
I just had a really good practice. Like, I have to go out and I got to, because it's not so much about having a good practice. We had okay practices, good practices during camp, but it's the next day, right? Like, it's just how it is the next day after that. It's the next day after that. And I have to be reliable. I think that's the biggest thing that you have to realize, right? Like, you can't just, every single one of those 53 roster spots means something. That means somebody's going to do something to contribute to the team. I will not take up one of those spots until I can actually contribute to this team, or else I'm just hurting the team. And I'm okay with that. I'm a team guy first.
Zach, do you have to prove anything?
For you, given that you said, I want to be ready by week 1, and then you have that setback, how frustrating is it for you personally having to go through that and then not being able to be out there and help the team on the field the way the first 4 games have gone?
I'm used to being Mr. Reliable. I just am. And I feel like I'm letting the team down. Simple.
Zach, you talked about proving something. Do you have to prove anything to yourself, like mentally, just kind of trying to get over this so you don't think about that injury at all?
Yeah, and that takes practice. The question was, I have to prove something to myself mentally. It's not so much prove something mentally anymore. I think that was during camp. It's just going out there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to seem uncertain to you guys. Like, I had a really good day today. It's just, I have to watch what I say to you guys. But 2, at the same time, it's like, what I said was simple. Like, I want to play. It's the coaches pulling the leash. I'm not making that up. I'm not leaning on them. I'm just telling you the truth. Like, I want to play. I'm ready to play.
Is there a scenario either for you or for the coaches where to be eased, where you might do the eligible thing again rather than go?
Can't talk schematics. Can't talk scheme. Next question. I've always wanted to do that, by the way. Next question.
Yeah, can you be that guy that brings it all together on the offensive line?
We got to see, man. It's an offensive line thing. Like I said, right? 5 guys, unit. I just know that I'm standing there with no clothes on, right? I'm not naked, but you know what I meant. Like, I'm not standing there with no pads or anything on. I'm not contributing. So whatever that is, I mean, from a physical standpoint, like, I'm obviously, in guys' ears when they're on the sideline. We're in the film room together. We're talking. But at a certain point, you feel like a weapon on the shelf. And I feel like that. And I want to get back out there.
But intangibly, do you need this much time together? I mean, is that really the element that you guys need?
Time, but execution. You can't just say Like, we're not going to lean on that, right? Like, yeah, there's time. That's like a no-brainer. That's the easy thing. But you really got to watch film, and you got to make progress every single week. The execution part, that's the second part, if that makes sense.
Intangibly, do you still feel like you're gelling with this offensive line?
Absolutely. If anything, I just feel like me not being able to practice recently until now just means like I just wasn't able to just go out there and do it, if that makes sense. Like I know the calls, I know the stuff, I'm helping. I'm being that quote-unquote player mentor role while I'm out, but at the same time, like, it's just that doesn't matter. Like, I move people. I need to move people, so I have to do that when I'm on the field.
What have you learned about this offensive line while you've been watching? I particularly look at
What have I learned?
like Dan Moore and Kendrick Green especially.
You don't have to coach their heart. Like, they're gonna finish, man. Like, we'll give up a sack, we'll miss a block, do something bad assignment. That's coaching. That's the coach's job, right? That's up to them to fix the next day when we get in the film. That's up to us to watch together and fix it as a unit. But I keep saying it every time I do one of these interviews with you guys, but if you really, really watch, you can't coach that. Because when you're in the National Football League, they get scared of getting one of these, right? So you're always like trying to walk up on piles. I mean, you got guys finishing, you know what I mean? That's like, you can't ask for more. So I'm proud about them. I'm proud of them about that. Just like I said, I want to be out there.
You guys talk about being physical all off season. You feel like that's the thing that the effort has shown. Like, hey, you guys are willing to be physical. It's just got to polish these things to finish.
Yeah, yes, like we haven't been together for a long time. Yes, we do display physicality from individual standpoints, and yes, but we have to win. Like, regardless of anything we're talking about right now, we have to win. Whatever that looks like, we've only felt it once.
Zach, how close is the execution to where it needs to be?
Well, we need to do it first. We're close. I get what you're asking, but then again, it's just like what we were close on in week 1 is not the same thing we were quote unquote close on in week 2. And when you go against different teams and different schemes, those combinations look different. So it's like you have to get better. We have to get better as a unit, being week by week and adjusting week by week. Those are what the best offensive line units do. Like they adjust. Okay, we got a 3-4 team this week. We got a 4-2 team this week. We got the dime package. This team runs 15 different packages. You have to be ready to adjust as an offensive line and make sure it's flawless. And you have to find an identity. I know I've said that to you guys before. Just we haven't done it yet. And that identity is only happens when we win, point blank.
Zach, you mentioned not finishing and not thinking about having one. You have one to finish. Do you have to train your mind when you're blocking and you're thinking about finishing to not think about, hey, I don't want one on the other leg. I don't want it to go back. I mean, do you have to get your brain trained to think?
Yeah, you do, and that's where the reps come in. And as everybody knows, there wasn't that many reps during camp. And you have to get those reps in to make yourself comfortable, especially as an offensive lineman. The cool thing is if you have a knee as a receiver or you have something as a DB or you have these things, you can work that out on the field by yourself, but you can only block TJ when you block TJ. You know what I mean?
Do you know for sure you're going to play this season? I mean, is there any doubt still that, day by day like this? Or?
Wow, that was aggressive. That was straight to the bad news guy, right? I'm just going to give a political answer. So.
You're kind of painting it as I got to make sure this, and there's a 14-day clock.
Oh, there's a checklist, and yes, there's a sense of urgency. There's a sense of urgency. I'll leave it at that.
You said you had a great day of practice. Are we talking about assignment-wise, filling-wise, or just actually knocking people off the ball-wise? I mean,
all three.
Is that how you?
All three.
All right, last one, guys.
If Zach, whoever's lining up with the tackle spots, Von Miller's going to be on the other side.
You look like you're about to practice a set real quick. You're right here. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, just what have you guys seen on tape from him, and does he look like the game record that he was when he was winning Super Bowls?
Oh yeah, I mean, Von is Hall of Fame. I think you go back to what I heard from Ramon Foster and Marquise Pouncey when I first got here is respect all, fear none. That's the mentality you have to have with that. And they respect guys like him, like guys like Von, they respect that a lot more. They don't want to do that. They don't want to go out there and just turn you into some guy who just lets him do whatever he wants to do. You know what I mean? Like they like the heart. So that's just something that we plan on coming out this week. Like I said, great player, great front. He's got great guys next to him. 93 is a great player. 53, all these guys that they have over there, but of course he's going to be the one that stands out. Great player.